Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button because this helps us publish more exciting historical trips.
Britain, an island sculpted by the relentless forces of time, its history echoes through its rolling hills, ancient forests and rugged coastlines. Separated from mainland Europe by the narrow English Channel, Britain has always been an island apart, a place where diverse cultures, ideas and ambitions have clashed and converged, creating a rich tapestry of history. From the first hunters who crossed the land bridge from Europe to today's modern multicultural society, the story of Britain is one of resilience, adaptation and an enduring spirit of independence. Its strategic location at the edge of Europe has made it both a gateway to the continent and a bulwark against invasion, a role that has shaped its destiny for millennia. The very landscape of Britain is imbued with tales of the past. Ancient stone circles, Roman roads, medieval castles and industrial cities paint a vivid picture of the people who have called this island home. In the rhythm of waves crashing on the shore and the wind whistling through the heather, one can almost hear the echoes of history urging us to listen, to learn and to remember. Long before the arrival of the Romans, Britain was a land shrouded in prehistoric mystery, its secrets whispered on the wind. This land was home to primitive societies who lived in harmony with nature, drawing their strength from the earth and sky. Nomadic hunters roamed its forests and plains, tracking the animal herds that provided them with food and clothing. These societies relied on their hunting and gathering skills for survival, with nature as their ultimate provider. As the climate warmed and agriculture took hold, these early Britons began to establish settlements, laying the foundation for a more settled way of life. Farming became an integral part of their daily lives as they cultivated crops and raised livestock, leading to the development and expansion of communities. Evidence of these early inhabitants can be found scattered across the countryside, from the flint tools they used in their daily lives to the artifacts that reflect their ingenuity and innovation, and the Stone Age burial mounds, which served as sacred places to bury their dead, as they believed that the spirit continued to live on after death, to the enigmatic structures of the Neolithic period, which still inspire awe and questions about their purpose and how they were built. Stonehenge, perhaps Britain's most famous prehistoric monument, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and spiritual beliefs of these ancient people. This massive monument, consisting of carefully arranged gigantic stones, reflects a high level of organization and astronomical knowledge. Its massive stones, carefully arranged in a circle on Salisbury Plain, have inspired awe and wonder for centuries. These stones formed a precise circle, suggesting they were used for religious or astronomical purposes. Theories abound about its purpose: a temple for sun worship, an astronomical observatory, a place of healing, but its true meaning remains shrouded in the mists of time. Each theory adds a new layer of understanding to that mysterious era. Whatever its function, Stonehenge stands as a powerful symbol of the enduring legacy of prehistoric Britain, a reminder that this land has been shaped by human hands for millennia. It is a testament to human capacity for creation and construction, and to the deep connections that bound them to nature and the cosmos. The arrival of the Roman legions in 43 AD marked a turning point in British history. This was not merely a military conquest, but the beginning of a sweeping transformation of British society's culture and infrastructure. Julius Caesar had made brief forays into Britain a century earlier, exploring the land and making initial contact with local tribes. These campaigns were a prelude to what was to come. But it was under Emperor Claudius that the Romans launched a full-scale invasion, determined to add this island on the edge of their empire to their domain. This campaign was carefully considered, with meticulous preparations and strategic planning. The Roman invasion of Britain was a brutal affair, marked by fierce resistance from the native Celtic tribes. The tribes fought fiercely, defending their lands and customs against the invaders. However, the Romans were a formidable force, their legions renowned for their discipline, organization, and military prowess. Their superior tactics and ability to adapt to different conditions were crucial factors in their success. Gradually they subdued the tribes, imposing their rule and culture upon the land. It was not just a military occupation, but a process of cultural and social integration. The Romans were builders as well as conquerors, and their impact on Britain was profound and lasting. They built new towns, introduced advanced architectural styles, and established a sophisticated infrastructure. They founded cities, constructed a network of roads that crisscrossed the country, and introduced new technologies and ideas that would transform British society. These roads were the arteries of life that connected different parts of the island. Londinium, founded on the banks of the River Thames, grew into a thriving commercial centre, the heart of Roman Britain. The city became a melting pot of trade and culture where Roman influences intertwined with local traditions. The Romans brought with them their language, laws, and their Christian faith, all of which would leave an indelible mark on the island. Latin became the language of administration and education, while Roman law formed the basis of the legal system. Although Roman rule in Britain eventually crumbled in the 5th century AD, their legacy endured, shaping the course of British history for centuries to come. They left behind a legacy of infrastructure, culture, and law that continued to influence generations to come. The departure of the Romans in the 5th century AD left a power vacuum in Britain. The Roman Empire had ruled the island for centuries, leaving behind a sophisticated infrastructure and fortified cities. Into this void stepped new arrivals from across the North Sea, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. These migrants brought with them their own cultures and languages, drastically altering the social fabric of the island. These Germanic tribes, migrating from their homelands in search of land and opportunity, carved out kingdoms for themselves in the south and east of the island, gradually pushing the native Britons westward. Over time, these kingdoms began to interact with each other, leading to the formation of new identities and complex alliances. The Anglo-Saxon period was a time of constant warfare and shifting alliances as these kingdoms vied for supremacy. These were not just conflicts over land, but also struggles for power and influence, reshaping the political map of the island. Yet it was also a time of cultural flourishing, a period that saw the emergence of a distinctive Anglo-Saxon language and literature, most famously exemplified by the epic poem Beowulf. This period also witnessed the development of arts and crafts as people began to build churches and public buildings that reflected their new culture. In the 8th century AD, a new threat emerged from the sea, the Vikings. These fierce warriors hailed from the north, bringing with them new technologies in warfare and seafaring. Sailing in their longships, these ferocious Scandinavian raiders launched devastating attacks on coastal communities, plundering monasteries and spreading terror across the land. These raids were not just about loot, but also aimed at gaining control over land and resources. However, the Vikings were not just raiders. They were also skilled traders and explorers, and their influence extended far beyond the battlefield. They established new settlements and interacted with local populations, leading to cultural and economic exchange. They were also skilled traders and explorers, and their influence extended far beyond the battlefield. They established new settlements and interacted with local populations, leading to cultural and economic exchange. The Viking Age saw the emergence of powerful new kingdoms in England, most notably the Danelaw in the north and east, where Viking laws and customs held sway. This period also witnessed a mingling of cultures, as local communities were influenced by Viking customs and traditions. Against this backdrop of conflict and change, England was forged into a single kingdom under Alfred the Great in the 9th century, who successfully unified the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms under one banner, fostering a sense of national identity, only to face a final decisive conquest in 1066 with the Norman invasion led by William the Conqueror. This invasion was not just a change in rulership, but the beginning of a new era of cultural and political influences. The Battle of Hastings, a pivotal moment in English history, saw the defeat of the English forces and the establishment of Norman rule, ushering in a new era of French influence in Britain. This dramatic shift impacted language, culture, and law, shaping the foundation of modern England.